Well, hey friends, it's me, Pastor Doug, with another word of encouragement for the day for today, Wednesday, April 6th. And this week we are continuing our I Still Am series where we've been exploring the 7 I am statements that Jesus makes throughout the Gospel of John. Things like I am the bread of life and I am the good shepherd. And today, or this week, we come to a phrase that Jesus states in John chapter 14 during what is typically known as the upper room discourse or the farewell discourse. This is where Jesus is speaking to his disciples the night that he is eventually going to be arrested, and it ends up being the night before he ends up being crucified. And during this farewell discourse or upper room discourse, Jesus makes a series of really profound statements, including in John chapter 14, verse 6, where Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. That's what we've been looking at this week. Well, a few verses later, Jesus makes another really significant statement that I want to call our attention to. And this is John chapter 14, verses 16 and 17. And Jesus says this, he says, and I will ask the Father, and he will give you, now remember he's speaking to his disciples, so the you here is the disciples. He says, I'm going to ask the Father to give you another advocate to help you and be with you forever, the Spirit of truth. So here we see Jesus promising the Holy Spirit to the disciples. The disciples are distraught. The disciples are scared. The disciples are concerned. They're listening to Jesus talk about what's about to happen, and they're recognizably and noticeably and understandably really worried about what's about to happen. And so Jesus comforts them by promising to send an advocate, he says, the Holy Spirit. But he uses this word advocate. Now, that word in the Greek language is the word parakletos, and it just simply means one who comes alongside to provide help. So we might shrink that down and say a helper, but a helper doesn't really get at the nature of this role. It's someone who has the ability to help, coming alongside and providing help. See, it's one thing if someone comes alongside and offers help, that doesn't really know how to help, right? Your car's broken down and they come and say, hey, is there anything I can do to help? But they don't know anything about cars. That's not going to help. That's not the kind of advocate or helper that Jesus is talking about here. This parakletos idea is someone who has the ability to help, coming alongside and providing such help. And that's what Jesus promised in this passage. And that is that when he left, he was going to send the parakletos, the Spirit of God who would come alongside and provide the help that we need. And you might say, well, help with what? Help with whatever we need. If we need comfort, he provides help in the area of comfort. If we need guidance, he provides help in the area of guidance. If we are reading the scriptures and we don't understand what we're reading, he provides help to understand the scriptures. He is our helper in the biggest, grandest, most beautiful sense of the word. Friends, aren't you glad that Jesus sent the advocate, the parakletos, the Holy Spirit, to be with us, to comfort us and guide us and help us forever? Friends, have a great day, and we'll pick these videos back up tomorrow. We'll see you then.